All right, that's the first hole of the next 3 piers that I'm going to be doing today, hopefully. It's probably about 30 inches deep, so I just got to get the pick and shovel and square it out better, but that's about as good as I can get with the backhoe. So now I just do the same thing for these next 2 holes. All right, this is a quick update on my other 3 piers, foundation piers. I went and took the 2x4 bracing off of those tubes, brought them over to each hole. All 3 holes are dug and filled with about 6 inches of compacted gravel at the bottom. So the holes are ready, but over here I had to make my footer frames with rebar, so I cut down 12 pieces of 18-inch rebar, wired them together so I have my 3 footer rebar supports, and then I got my 3 J hooks over here bent and cut down. So next step is to put these in the hole and get ready to pour some cement. All right, another update. I've got the footers in all 3 holes poured with the J rebar in there, or double J rebar. Lesson learned from that side, I didn't put up my strings last time. I kind of eyeballed it, and that middle one was not very close to center. So this time I went ahead and put my strings back up so I can get the rebar in the center where the poles are supposed to go. But next step is I've used all the concrete that I bought on the, so far I've used 39 bags. I bought 40 of them, so I'm going to let these harden up a little bit so I can put my cement tubes on top of it, cut them down, get them level and all that. But while this dries, I have to go back to town, which is an hour drive away, and go get a bunch more cement. But that's very good progress for today. So I'm gonna go into town, probably grab some lunch and get some more cement. This whole morning I've been working. There's 4 Canadian geese on my lake. There's 2 over here. And there's another pair over here. You can hear them kind of squawking. But that's pretty cool. Usually as soon as I come outside, all the geese fly away right away. But this morning they're sticking around, all 4 of them. With my tractor running, my grinder going, my cement mixer. So they seem to like it here. All right, I'm back from town with another 20 bags of concrete. Had my washer and wheelbarrow mixed out, or my mixer. Had to wash those out while I went to town. I went ahead and put the tubes on the bases. I set up my middle brick again with the laser level, pointed it over, marked a line on each one of these, and then brought it over to my work table and cut them all flat. And then I went ahead, once they're at the right height, I can go ahead and restring my strings. So I did that. And now I just put the yellow cross in the middle of the tubes on all of these. This one here I don't have a string across, so that's what this tape measure is for. I put it on that same screw and I measure it right to this line, and it's 1 foot 8 inches. So I just drew a line on this rope. Add 8 feet to 1 feet and 8 inches is 9 feet 8 inches. So this is right where the middle of this should be. And then here I strung up the lines again, so this tube I have to move over a little bit to get it center. And then next step is just to make sure everything's level. and start pouring more concrete. I did take off the cardboard on these other ones, and I measured, and they are pretty level. This one here is really level. That one's pretty level. This one seems to slope down just a little bit, but I don't know what happened. I think my rebar might have been a little too close to the top, is why those cracks are there. So on these ones here, I made sure to cut it 2 inches shorter instead of just 1, because even on these ones here, 1 inch short, it was really hard to pound it in there. So learned a little bit there. So I'm gonna try to get these poured before it gets too dark, and then tomorrow it's supposed to rain, and then we get a cold snap coming through, so it'll be good to get these done today. All right, 3 more pillars done today. So I'm 2/3 of the way there. I got the 3 in the middle to do yet, and then at least the foundation piers will be done. And the geese are still here, all 4 of them. All day they've stuck around, so it's nice to see them.